and welcome Savvy Sagittarius. My name is Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm doing your November horoscope. Now, the first thing is, for everybody actually, this is important, but for you, Mercury is going retrograde in your 12th house. Okay, so the dates are the 1st to the 21st of November. However, the effects of Mercury can be felt beforehand and after this date of the 21st. That's because of a thing called the shadow period. Some people say it's only a few days before the 1st, and others say it's up to, say, 2 weeks. But in my personal experience, I've noticed things going awry or not as I expected a couple of weeks beforehand. So if you are doing something important before the 1st of November, just be aware, particularly if it's anything to do with legalities, signing of contracts, buying technology or travel plans in particular, that there can be changes at the last minute. It's not terrible, but it means that you may have to go back and revisit the situation. And because for you it's in your 12th house, every other sign it's in a different house, but for you it's in this very strange place called the 12th house, which I like to call the house of the goddess. It's the house of the divine unconscious, if you like. And sort of there's different rules down there. One of the rules is there's no rules, in fact. And things are not how they necessarily appear in the physical world. So this could bring back things out of your subconscious from the past. So you may be feeling particularly nostalgic. You may get news of people from the past, old school friends. It could be a school reunion, or you just hear something about someone that you've lost contact with. It can also bring back old lovers, so a Sagittarian ex or twin flame could reappear in your life, or you hear something about them. But one of the reasons it's happening is because if there's anything that's left unfinished down there, that energy is going to come up for healing and eventual release. So, the patterns and the cycles of life become particularly important. And if you go back through your life, if somebody comes back into your life and you go back through and see what happened before, there could still be seeds of that are germinating now. And in your conscious mind, you will say, no, I've got a cat next to me making all sorts of noises. Come here. Oh, here he is. This is Prince Harry, and he's just had his birthday, and he's just causing all sorts of problems. And he's a Bengal, by the way. So he's just turned 1 year old. Look at him, the monster. Anyway, go away so I can do this. So as I was saying, things from the past come back, and it's your job to look at those cycles and see how far you've come. And it could be a little test, nothing to be scared of or afraid of or worried about. It's just, you can pat yourself on the back and say, well, I won't fall into that trap again. And if it's an old twin flame or a Sagittarian ex that's come back, then you can, look at the reasons why the relationship failed and see if, that's the same situation that's going on now. It's up to you, ball's in your court. With Mercury retrograde, there's often miscommunications and misunderstandings. There's also problems with technology, with travel, as I mentioned before. A general kind of confusion that can go on in your mind. Mercury is the house of mind. If you're thinking about studying, for example, and you're signing up for a course in November, please do think about it carefully. You may come back at a later date and think, I didn't really want to do that after all, So up to you, ball's in your court, what you want to do with it. The second sees Venus joining Jupiter in your first house. That's your sign, dear Sag. Venus and Jupiter together are just lovely. Venus loves love, cooperation, beauty, art, and with Jupiter there, it's all about increase and abundance. Everything that Jupiter touches usually gets bigger. Okay, so if you are watching a weight, do pay extra attention in November. In your first house, these two planets could give you a desire to buy new clothes, for example, beautiful clothes that more fit your personality now. Okay, so if you've been wearing clothes like the same clothes for the last 10 years or something, you may decide to get rid of those and adopt a whole new identity that really shows who you are to the world, so that the world perceives the beauty of your own soul rather than just, buying clothes that don't mean much to you. It'll be something that is beautiful and meaningful. Okay, so you could reinvent your identity. The 12th sees the full moon joining Uranus in your 6th house. Now, this could be a shake-up in terms of your everyday routine, your well-being, or perhaps your everyday work. You may be thinking about changing jobs under this because the full moon brings changes and transformations. Harry, I don't know what he's doing. It's really causing problems behind the set here. I don't know if you can hear all that noise. Anyway, he's a very naughty boy. Yes, so the full moon causes a shake-up and transformation, brings transformation into your life, in your normal everyday sorts of activities. The 20th sees Mars joining the Sun and Mercury in your 12th house, giving you a lot of motivation to really get down to your core, what makes you tick, who are you as a person. If you haven't sort of answered these questions in the past, you might decide that now they're becoming important, these questions, to know what your mission on this planet is. Why are you here? And so you might be feeling really energized and, you really want to take action. So you could get more interested in psychology, counseling, the metaphysical areas of life to try and work out what makes you as an individual tick. Okay, 23rd sees the Sun and the 26th sees a new moon, both going into your first house of self, and that's likely to bring you happiness, insight and awareness. A new moon is a new beginning, and happy birthday to early Sagittarians. You're beginning a new cycle now. It's a new chapter in your book of life. So it's like the past is passing away, the past passes, so that the new life can begin. So that's very exciting. I always love birthdays because it's just like, wow, another year, I've had another year, and now I can get on and really do something different or really expand on what I'm already doing, and the same for you too. Now, if you haven't, if you don't follow me, then you probably don't understand how I work. But yeah, this is not a normal sort of horoscope, in that I do a bit of astrology at the start, like I just did, and I do a psychic introduction, then some tarot, and then a psychic summary, because I am primarily a psychic, but with a deep interest in astrology and all things metaphysical. In fact, I'm a spiritualist. That's how I live. That's my life and my message. So now we're going to do a psychic introduction to the month of November for Sagittarius. I've got the images starting, and it's like I'm in a car and I'm looking at the speedo. Now, I think in America this might be like 55 or 60 miles per hour. Okay, so we're going, reasonably quickly, but not dangerously so. And this is your life at the moment. In November, it's going to be more active. It's, you're getting somewhere, you're moving forward, and you're in control for the month of November at least, or more control than what you have been in the past. Now they're they're rolling a carpet out in front of me. You know, like when the Queen comes, they put all the celebrities come. There's a red carpet put out, and for them to walk on. This is what's happening for you, but it's not red, it's cream. And it's a wool carpet, and it's a good quality carpet, by the way, and it's very light in colour. It's a sort of creamy colour, but it's not white. So I can only think, I've got no idea actually what cream means other than its lightness. So I feel like lightness of step, a lighter way of being. If you're in the southern hemisphere, we're in spring now, and you could change your diet, detox, eat more salads, go on a sort of weight loss thing if you're into that, or just generally move around more. But it's like the ground's being prepared for you to walk on it. There's help, there's assistance, there's people around you that want to assist you in what you do. With the carpet, I'm getting the sense of the sheep. So the key word around it is groundedness. And so I feel like you can manifest things. You can get stuff done, so if you've got any old plans or, any old things that have been sitting there for ages that you want to finish up, November is a great time. And especially with Mercury retrograde, it's not very good for starting things, but it's really good for finishing things. So if you've got old projects that have just been hanging around, you haven't been motivated to do them, to finish them finally, you might finally get that push in order to complete those things and get them out of the way. Alrighty. Okay, they're also showing me closing the doors to the past, and that's because you're going into the new cycle, as I mentioned before, about a new chapter of your life book. So I get you actually closing doors to the past, which is a good thing. Okay, alrighty, so that's your psychic intro. Now we're going to go to the board, and we're going to, here we go. This didn't work for September, but it worked for October. And that's just amazing. I don't understand technology. As in it should work, and it's not working. So frustrating to me. All right, okay, so we're going to do the tarot, but I'm going to hold the cards up for you because I've just got uncooperative technology. Amazing, isn't it? I've already pre-shuffled these, and I just can't understand that. Why is that happening? Maybe I'll try the mouse, which is really kind of, still doesn't work. I'll just have to hold the cards up, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to the first week of November for you, Savvy Sagittarius, and we're going to see what the cards say. First week, Sagittarius, November 2019. Alrighty, so we come up with the Two of Cups. Alright, this is about a unification of energy. It can be with another physical person, but primarily it means within. These are the opposites within you coming together so that you can achieve what you want. It's a sort of teamwork, but not necessarily with another person. This is great for relationships, so if you've been looking to find someone particular, if you're single, or if you're already in a pre-existing relationship, there's a deepening of the relationship. Now, I don't know if you can see there in the glasses, there's a man and a woman. So you're seeing the reflection of yourself in the other person. There's also a set of gold wings there, like angels' wings. This is all about flying high and being protected by the angels. And we've got the snake here in the middle, the snake of healing. Okay, so a very healing sort of energy around getting things done, getting more control and power over yourself. In the old days, you'll see here that what they're doing is, this is called hand fasting. So this is a type of marriage, and in the old days they could marry like permanently this way, or they could do a hand fast for a year to see how they would actually get on together. Okay, and then at the end of the year, if it didn't work, then they'd part ways, you know, and move on. So this is great about relationships, but it's not just relationships. It could be your finances as well. It could be you're finally getting a handle on your finances and getting more organised, okay? But it's good in all areas of your life, okay? So that's the first week. Now, the second week, we'll have a look at that. Second week of November, and this one jumps out, which is the Ten of Wands. This is the end of a cycle, and this is your new chapter of success and reap the rewards that you're actually due. Okay, because on a spiritual level, there's been a lot going on with you, and it's time now to get some rewards and happiness from that. You'll see there's green. She's wearing green here. That's about opportunities and growth, and can also indicate money. If you've had financial problems, you may suddenly become aware of another way that you can make money. Okay, maybe change jobs, and with that energy in your sixth house, you could be thinking about that with the full moon there, shaking things up and getting a better paid position. Okay, she's on a journey. She's been moving forward. She's in touch with the ground, so she's practical and grounded. So it's not airy-fairy. Wands are all about feeling inspired, feeling motivated, and actually achieving. Okay, so you can feel that sort of, if you're particularly sensitive, you can feel that burning feeling in your heart that you want to move on, and that's like the Holy Spirit coming into you and motivating you to do things. So that's a great number 2 week. Now let's go to the next one. Number 3 week for November for Sagittarius, and we come up with, okay, the Star. Beautiful, beautiful card, this, the Star. This is about signs and portents. It's like success is coming. This is a young, divine, feminine energy, like a teenage girl or a young woman, and there's all this potential. Okay, and as you're starting a new cycle now, there is all this potential. See, it just fits lovely. You'll see she's making a wish and blowing it out into the universe, waiting patiently for things to come true. She's pouring water here. Water indicates the emotions, so she's in touch with the emotions, and you can see here that she's wearing aqua. Aqua's about it's the combination of your heart and your throat. So talking about or expressing your true heart's desires and sending them out into the universe, into spirit. Now there's something there, just can't see it. Oh, okay, it's a compass in the corner. Okay, so she's sending it out to the four directions. So this compass here in the top corner, sending it out to the 4 directions. Okay, so she really wants to manifest her wishes on earth, and that's what you're going to do. Okay, it's a major arcana, beautiful card, and very important in your life in the 3rd week of November. In the 4th week of November, which is actually the last 9 days, so from the 22nd on to the end of November, and we come up with this one, which is the 9 of Pentacles. The numbers are really small. The 9 of Pentacles. This is great for finances, being Pentacles, all things physical. okay? And again, if you've had financial trouble, it's indicating it's coming to the end of the cycle. So you could see a way out of any sort of potential financial issues that you might have had. There could be a way out now. She's dressed in blue. Again, it's about self-expression. There's a feeling of creativity around this card too. So coming to the end of the cycle, come up with creative ways on how to do things, talking about it, expressing it, whether that be in a blog or a live stream or whatever. This is great also if you're in small business, great for marketing and promotion, publishing, if you're a writer, really getting your feelings out in the universe. But a sense of theatre and fun with it too. Okay, so that's the last week. And now I'll come up with a theme for you, Sagittarius. The key theme for November in the tarot. And I see a rose, okay, so it's all about spirituality. And this is Wands, and it's the Two of Wands. Okay, Two of Wands there. You can see she's on the ground, very much on the ground, up to her thighs, and it looks like rocks, okay? So this is really good for stability, structure, safety, feeling secure. But see, she's also got a balloon with the world. Can you see the world there up in the top corner? That's the world. And that's out in spirit. So your job, should you choose to accept it, is to balance spirit and physicality, dear Sag. So it's fine to be down here some of the time, but you need to also pay attention to the spiritual areas of your life. One's really about fiery inspirational energy, and this could be to do with money again, as it's a two, or relationships. And you don't want to get stuck in the mud, and become boring or jaded because you're focused on the practical matters all of the time, okay? But I mean, it's not a big risk that will happen because we've got this world up here in space. She's also wearing blue and mauve and red, so take some action. Get mauve, the crown chakra, in touch with intuition and wisdom. And the blue is also about self-expression. So a lot about self-expression for you in November. That's the key theme. Now, to summarise, okay, so there's a lot of other people around me, and it's a bit like an exodus. It's like coming out of Egypt, leaving Egypt and searching for the promised land in November, coming out of a difficult situation. And I can see a lantern or a lamp, and the light is there. It's dark around, but we've got our own light. So the light is sort of symbolic of our own awareness and our insight. With your insight, and especially paying attention to your true inner life, rather, be focused within rather than looking at what's going on in the external world. With that, you can be your own light, and that shines the light to where you're going. So you are definitely starting a new cycle. There's been so many confirmations in today's reading that a new chapter is beginning for you. They're showing me an artist's, just forgotten the name, where you put all the paints and then you paint. It's like you're painting your life. Or you could be the architect of your own life, and it's up to you to fill in the missing colours and the missing brush strokes. There are some blank pages in your book of life, so you can, you don't have to worry about karma or anything like that, because you can just fill them in and do what you want. They're showing me like a shower of rain coming down, and you could be feeling actually immensely grateful about something. I get like tears of relief or tears of joy, and thank God that's over. Now I'm looking at a small little boat paddling in the water, and it's a calm sea. There's no issues, and you're just enjoying the ride. So a month of relief and a month of peace and contentment, if you're open to making the changes that are necessary and moving on from the past. They're showing me lots and lots of things on the same theme. So I can see a piano, play the music of your life, the song of your life. You're the writer of the song, the composer, and you're the conductor of the conductor of the musicians. It's hard to talk sometimes when I go off. Okay, well, I do hope that's helped you a little bit. Thanks for watching, Savvy Sagittarius. It's been great doing this live stream for you, apart from the technical issues. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell. If you are looking for a psychic reading, please go to my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com. Or you can catch me 8 o'clock Monday mornings, Sydney, Australia time, here on YouTube doing Pick a Card, or 8:30 Sydney, Australia time, doing Pick a Card on Facebook. So just look up Absolute Soul Secrets and we'll come up. But in the meantime, have a wonderful month, and I will be on to Capricorn very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual.